Okay.
And then there were 3.
Wow.
Look at that.
This is kind of working, isn't it? This is quite funny how it's working.
It's working pretty well, I must say. Matty's trying to get your attention in the Discord, Mr. Lee, because apparently he's slaved away on a 4-person layout.
Where? Where have you put it?
He has put it in the OneDrive.
Oh, okay.
So, while we have a gap, Lee can sort that out, and we will talk about ourselves for a bit, because that's what we're here for, aren't we?
So if you go into OneNote, Simone, you'll see I put some questions at the top and the ideas.
Oh, OneNote. Okay, sorry, I had the spreadsheet open.
Yeah, the spreadsheet is for the users, people, the normals, and then we have...
The normies.
I put questions
The
for
normies?
us. The normies, yes, the normies.
The normies.
Wow.
So whereabouts are they? Down the page?
No, right at the top.
It says, questions for ourselves.
Yes, I try to make it obvious with a title and everything.
How we start.
Might get a clip. I thought it'd be interesting to go back and say, okay, so what actually happened? Other people probably heard it, but
still, it's a celebration of us and
Yes.
what we've done.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
let's talk about ourselves.
I
for a
want
bit.
you to go,
Plus-
Kyle, because it was Kyle's idea. That's what I was actually thinking.
Oh, yeah.
So basically, we started by the guy Jordan that I worked with saying we should start a podcast, and I was like, oh yeah. And then Paul had all this audio gear, so I said to Paul, how hard is it to start a podcast? And he says, well, I mean, not that hard. Record yourself, and we find somewhere to put it, and away it goes. So I was like, well, I know someone with a really good voice who also plays Xbox. I like Xbox, and we should get together and talk about Xbox because it's fun and exciting. The other catalyst was, at the time, Xbox itself was kind of going through a rough patch with the Xbox One phase, and it was just before the One X came out, and like Xbox had lost a lot of studios. So I was like, well, we like Xbox and we want to support them, and we feel that they have a place in the industry, to get technical a bit, but deciding to kind of say, right, we want to support them and we want to highlight the good, the bad, and the ugly of what Xbox is doing, in a way. So let's talk about Xbox, because Jordan's idea was basically talk all about all games, every single game in the entire world on all platforms.
Yeah, but I think everyone does that, don't they? There's already podcasts doing that.
Yeah,
That was
there's
one of our
podcasts
things.
doing that. And also, how long is each podcast going to be if you're talking about new releases across every platform? And it would have just been me sitting there going, yeah, cool. I have no idea what games you guys are talking about. So kind of took the idea, took it off to Lee, and I was like, do you want to start a podcast, Lee? We can talk about Xbox. And Lee goes, I like Xbox.
I like
Yes.
Xbox.
And then for the first 2 years, it was the Destiny cast. And we just spoke about Destiny. We were very heavy on the Destiny news in the beginning.
Yeah, because that's what we lived in. We were living in that game for.
Destiny was the game we played when we went home from work. Destiny was the game we played on the weekends. And we just didn't play anything else really for a while.
But I think we, as a collective, have improved on that because those stories got boring, and
yes.
it didn't make for good listening. So yeah, now we play a bigger variety. We're more diverse now than we've ever been.
Oh,
Yeah.
hugely. But Game Pass, that's why.
Oh yeah, exactly.
Because we weren't going out and buying games every week to play something new, to try it out and then talk about it on the podcast.
Yeah, because that would be expensive quickly.
That'd be really expensive, yeah.
Yeah.
I
from
remember,
your
do you
point
remember
of
that
view-
podcast that started up when we started up at the same time? They had a podcast, and I contacted them to try and get them to do some sort of podcast crossover thing.
Yep.
And then they went, oh yeah, that'd be really cool. And then the next week they started a podcast. And they did it for like 2 months, and then it disappeared
Yep.
again. Because I followed them for a while thinking, but they were swearing and it was bad quality. And it was like, I was
Yeah.
like, I don't think they're competitive, but it's quite interesting they've started now because we talked to them. Because it's not easy to do this every single week.
It's a lot of sacrifice. It's almost like a second job in a way.
Yeah, big time. Yeah.
Well, it is because we get money for it now.
Yep, we do get money.
And I think it was a couple of years ago that I started treating it like a second job, which just changes how you think about it a lot.
I think so. Yeah, I do the same. Yeah.
Yeah, but it's been interesting because I mean we spend a lot of time on the podcast. The guy at our church, Jim, the pastor, he keeps asking, how much time do you spend a week on your podcast? How much time does it take up in total? This doesn't count, gaming time, because when I'm playing games, I'm not really thinking I'm playing for the podcast. It's a hobby. It's an entertainment thing for me. But like the setup, the design, the actual recording of the podcast, the publishing, all the extra things that no one sees. because everyone sees us on Twitch, on YouTube every week where we talk nonsense, and then suddenly the audio appears and the website gets updated and
As if
everyone
by
kind of just
magic.
moves on.
Yeah, because we built a website this year.
We did.
That's right.
Yeah.
And I kind of estimated about 10 hours a week in total. We're spending 10 to 15 hours a week. That includes recording podcasts, you know, doing the design, doing the marketing that I'm very slack on like Twitter and
It's
Facebook.
hard.
And that.
It's hard though, marketing.
Yeah. And then doing the publishing and all that. So it's about, 10 to 15 hours a week for the 2 podcasts that we put out. That encompasses everything except actual playing games.
Yeah.
So it is like a mini job.
I like the skills we've learned as well, though. I do like that. The fact I've learned how to do audio stuff and video stuff is quite cool. I've enjoyed it.
Yeah.
And I've
So-
learned how to talk properly.
I have an interesting story about that. Forever, I was never very good at public speaking at all, stumbling over words.
Yep.
And it was basically, that was the truth forever and ever. And it didn't occur to me that the podcast was helping me get better at that, because I felt like podcast was not quite the same as public speaking.
Mhm.
A couple of weeks ago, I was asked to give my testimony at church, and I fretted and everything. I had 2 pages of notes, and then I got up there and it went fine. I just went into podcast mode. I didn't say once.
Yes. Yeah,
And I came down going, flip, I didn't realize that 5 years of podcasting has actually helped me improve this skill. Oh, it blew my mind. I couldn't
It's insane.
believe it.
Because I used to listen to the podcast at the beginning because of that reason. Because I
Yep.
didn't want to be saying or making weird noises or clicking my lips or whatever weirdness people do. Yeah.
Now you just click your keyboard.
Now I just click my keyboard really loudly.
Yeah.
So
So from your point of view, Lee, how did the podcast come about?
I got a random were we working together at the time?
Yeah, we were working at Prophecy at
We
the
were
time.
working Prophecy, yeah. So I think you just tapped me on the shoulder and said, "Hey, do you want to do a podcast?" I think it was literally that. I don't remember the conversation though. Weirdly, I just remember turning up at your house and you
Yeah.
had the
books.
kind of literally the 4 books with the mic in front of it, and I was like, okay. And I listened to the conversation we were having because we were giving the software Audacity stick because or you put the Linux software or something on your computer. What are you doing? You're like,
Yeah.
it's fine. It's going to be RMA tomorrow, so it's okay. That's what you said.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then it was just like, so we've got a bit of a plan, which we ignored, and then we just started talking about Xbox. It was kind of really interesting.
Nice and smooth, kind of, in a way.
It was, yeah. The thing I was listening to when I first started listening was the pauses, and I kept
yep.
stepping on you, Simone, I think, because I could tell pause was going to go. I don't know why I always kept stepping on. I always felt like I stepped on your conversations because I think there'd be a gap, and I didn't want a gap because gaps don't sound right on audio. Like you can't have like a second gap; it's really long.
I remember being concerned about gaps, and then mentioning that I'm concerned about gaps to you. You started. I kind of imagined it like a leapfrog.
Yeah.
So
that's right.
whenever there was a gap, Lee would just talk.
Yes, that's
But
right.
it worked quite well. I remember often saying to Kyle, "It's really good that Lee does the jump in thing, because I'm just run out of things to say." And you did it really well. And then obviously we've gotten better at it. So you're no longer leapfrogging. You're like, I do have something to say now.
You got
That's
more
not
confident. I
just
think you got more confidence, Simone. That's what I noticed.
me.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, you say you talk way more. I think in this now.
Well,
like,
yeah,
last
I didn't
couple
have
years,
anything
I'd say.
to say when you were talking about Destiny.
No, but I mean generally though. I think you've kind of talked more.
I do. I don't. It could be confidence, but I've also chosen to put more energy into the podcast. Before, I mean, for those 1 year, 2 years, sometimes I would sit on my phone and text friends during the podcast
Right. Okay.
because I was bored.
Yeah.
And I also didn't want to be there. So there's some early pictures of us where you guys are setting up the podcast, and I had my job, so I would set up my mic. This was at
That's
Paul's
right.
house.
Yeah. We had our color-coded mics.
And
Yep.
you guys would faff around forever. And I just wanted to go home. So I would sit on the couch on my phone until you guys were ready. And that was just me. There's a photo in the OneDrive of me just
just
sitting on the couch,
Looking now,
waiting
actually,
for you
if I can find
guys to be ready. But no, I was horrible in the first couple years. And it's fine if you guys didn't notice. I know that I was horrible because I didn't want to be there. You guys just talked about Destiny. I was bored. and yeah, texted friends
But
and
that's
went
why
on
we
the
changed it
internet.
up, isn't it? That's why we changed the podcast up, though.
That's right.
That
That's
was
why I was asked. I asked to come off the new news.
Yeah. But I think
So,
it works
yeah.
better. I actually think it works better,
I think so.
splitting it up.
Yeah, it gives us more time to actually get into the news and get into what we've been playing. It definitely helps. Gives each thing its own breathing room.
And we have a fan, a new news fan as well, which is perfect.
I know,
Yes.
we've got someone who likes the charts, not just us.
I like the charts a lot. I just don't. Yep.
I'm trying to find this picture. What is it? Tell me this picture. Where is it? I'll check it on screen because it'd be good to show up a picture of us. I got one of us sat on a couch.
Oh yeah, put that one up. Did you see the one that Simone put on Instagram?
No, he doesn't have Instagram anymore.
No, I got rid of Instagram. It was annoying me.
All the kids have the grams now, Lee. Gotta be
Not this
gotta
kid.
get with the kids.
Did we have any other questions?
What was on the list there? So, what's your favourite part of the podcast?
You guys, Simone?
My favorite part of the podcasts was actually early on when we were in person. Although we didn't give each other a hard time as much, it was easier to joke because we didn't have to worry about any delay. We didn't have to worry about audio issues. We could look each other in the eye. And so we had a lot more laughs back then. The remote stuff is a challenge to get used to. But I think we've done okay. I mean, we didn't have a choice.
Yeah.
But my favorite moments were back in the day. One of the moments that comes to mind is when we had Jeremy on. We had Jeremy on several times. And there was one long episode we had, and we were talking about Final Fantasy. And I can't remember what exactly we were talking about. Was it the art or something? But I was just giving him an absolute grilling about liking the art. And I think we got into philosophy, and we were just talking absolute nonsense. And that was a lot of fun. And we would be able to find that episode pretty easily. But that episode was a lot of fun. It was pretty unprofessional. We didn't have, I don't think we had a schedule or
Nope, no
how we were
schedules,
going.
no.
We were just talking, and we probably monologued, both of us, about Final Fantasy for a while, and you guys just, I don't know, watched. So I wasn't very aware of what was going on. Just continued with my grilling. But the banter back in the day was great. Was great. My favorite stuff.
I'm just trying to fix it. So I found the pictures. I've got the pictures. I'm just trying to bring up. One of them is literally of us laughing, which is quite cool.
Brilliant. Oh, that's great. So what's your favorite part of the podcast, Lee? Let's
Do I
make you
have a favourite
multitask.
part? Yeah, I know. Yeah, thanks, mate. Why don't you answer that question while I struggle through this?
Well, this is my favorite part. It's giving Lee a hard
Holy shit.
time.
Actually, yeah, that is hilarious. I used to find stories specifically to annoy you.
You mean
Yes.
you still do, don't you?
Well, I do, yeah.
That's one of my favorite parts too.
Yeah, just find a story that I know Carl's going to go,
I like in new news when Lee gives a story and Kyle's silent, and Lee's just like, okay.
oh, yeah, that was last
You're just
week.
gonna
It was
say nothing?
really awkward last week.
Because it's such a non-story nonsense, and I'm just like,
I know, but that's... Yeah. I think I went for like 4 stories in a row last week, and you hated all of them.
yeah, well, that's what I'm here for.
Why is this not working?
Favorite part for me has definitely been seeing this kind of community spring up around us. Beforehand, we were putting the podcast into the ether, and maybe people on Twitter were interacting with us, but we didn't have Discord or Patreon or anything.
There was no
That's
feedback
true.
loop. There was no feedback loop whatsoever. And we didn't know what was good and bad as well.
Yeah, and so we just kind of put it out and no one was around. And then we started streaming on Mixer. And to me, I think that was the turning point when we started going on to Mixer. We really kind of realized, wait a minute, streaming is a big thing here. We get a lot more real-time feedback. We get a lot of really interesting things.
Do you know the first one we did on my phone there? Because you hated
your
the video.
phone put in the side was
Put it on the
horrible
side.
quality.
It was melting my phone as well.
Just
I remember that.
so hot.
We used
so
to
good.
sometimes have an A grade camera because
Yes.
Paul was in the industry and
Yes.
we had
that's right.
professional lighting and everything. And
So-
we only went away from that when we lockdown, probably.
Yeah,
Yeah, because then we had to be remote.
yeah. That was forced to be remote. But yeah, the whole idea of streaming, I think, changed us a lot, and really allowed us to grow.
Yeah,
We were
there's
reaching
something.
people we wouldn't normally have reached.
That's right. There's something about streaming that makes more of a community.
Yeah,
And I think as soon as we started to feel more like a community and not a podcast where people couldn't interact with us, that's when we started getting more patrons.
yeah.
Because people felt like they knew us.
And
Which
we've
was
met
nice.
a couple of our randoms. Our random community.
In real life, yeah.
Yeah, it's been great. But that's probably the favorite part, is just seeing something you didn't think would be lasting this long. Like, hey, I thought, this would be pretty funny. We'll talk about something, and then, naturally things will die off and people get busy. And, that was a fun thing that we did for a year. Remember when we used to do a podcast? And
It's
now,
so bizarre, isn't it? Yeah, I agree
Yeah.
completely. Yeah.
and now you have a look, and, we've got proper branding. We stream. We've got people who tune in every week to listen to us talk nonsense.
Yeah.
I'll put some pictures on screen.
Yeah. So the first picture there was Paul editing the podcast.
Pretty much.
Simone being
That's
bored.
that's me making notes, to be honest.
Actually,
Okay.
yes.
There's a picture
Drinking.
later
We
on.
used to drink beer.
We used to do beer reviews.
Yeah,
Beer reviews. That's right.
beer of the week.
That was funny. There's us all looking at each other while we talk.
I must admit, I'm not sure what it is, Lee, but this particular photo is maybe not that good. But one of the later ones, you look really young.
Yeah, I think I've aged.
It's so good. There's a Skyrim on the desk. I mean, that's still been around.
I remember
for
we used to have a
ages.
massive setup as well
Yeah.
when we did it.
So we'd go to Paul's house in his living room. We'd strap the mics down to his table, sit in his lounge basically, and just talk to each other. Have a beer, because what else are you going to do with friends? Bring out a beer,
Yeah.
and then
I must admit, you look so British in these photos. Some of these photos, Carl doesn't have a beard, which is interesting as well.
yeah, man, we
Yeah,
used to
we
just pitch
have.
up straight from work.
That's right. Look at that wonderful carpet.
Oh,
That
it's
carpet is
amazing.
special. Well, actually,
Yep.
the couches as well.
It's been replaced now.
Yeah, the whole place has been pulled down on us, isn't it?
Yeah,
Just about, man.
it has got new owners.
Look, it's a phone. I'm just showing a picture of me showing Paul a phone.
I like that photo.
Because you're clearly trying to explain something to him, and he's like,
just
"What
like,
the
"What?"
heck?"
See, look at this. This rig is insane.
Yep.
Yeah, that's when we moved to the desk,
Yeah.
and we had the
That's
whole
right.
sound desk, and Paul
Look at
was
that.
there like,
That's ridiculous. And he was like, because he wasn't there one week, he's like, oh no, it'd be fine. You just plug this one into here and this one into here. And then we did it and it didn't work. And we'd like knocked one of the buttons and turned something off, like the master volume was turned off or something, like we'd done. I remember
that's
just thinking,
incredible.
that's-
We used to have 2 cameras, and he would flick between the 2.
yeah, we need a producer. We need someone to do that live for us. If anyone wants to do that, it'd be great. Actually, you could do 4, because you have all 3 of us together, and then individually when we're speaking would be good if someone could do that.
That would be great.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yep. So
Just
that's how we
apply.
used to
Hello,
we used to
Alex.
record around the desk, looking at each other. We would basically grab the audio straight away. Paul would master it there, and we would publish it straight away on the same night.
Oh, really?
I didn't realise
Yeah.
that. Oh, wow.
Remember, it used to go to
didn't realise.
SoundCloud when we were still on SoundCloud, and we'd publish it straight away at night, and then we'd all go to bed. Because in the morning, we'd all talk to each other over what we had our little Skype group, and we'd all message, be like, "We got 15 downloads overnight."
I don't remember that.
So funny. There's some beer when we were
There's some
when we were
beer,
doing beer
yeah.
of the week.
Oh, Simone messing around on her phone.
Uh,
Actually, you should go on. Is your YouTube video still when you walked into, you start recording the podcast? And like, hi, this is Kyle, and we're doing the podcast.
yeah,
and
that's still on YouTube.
it's on YouTube.
Yeah,
Yep,
the
that's
idea
how
I had.
Gary found us.
Oh, that's so funny.
There's Simone texting. There's me taking artsy photos for the grams.
Yes, that's right. You always just take your
Every
pictures
week.
for your Insta.
Yep.
It was
This is when I took that, I think, properly done.
Kyle would also post to Snapchat. And that was how we got some of our early views from people we knew, but at least the numbers were there.
Yeah, when we started streaming.
Otherwise, we would have had 0. So it's not nice talking
Look
to
how
0
young he
people.
looks.
Yeah, look, no beard.
No beard.
That's amazing.
No beard. This is an old, no, sorry. I know it's an old photo.
2017,
But,
so it's early.
I can tell you now that since this photo has been taken, I have been practicing better posture since this, because that's terrible. But yes, old habits die hard. Oh, that's my Surface Pro 3 that I was using. I was studying at the same time
Yeah.
as this was going on. That's our Watch Dogs mannequin.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah.
Because Paul got the collector's edition of Watch Dogs that came with just about the whole suit. And so we got the mannequin.
Do you still have that Needs Hugs t-shirt, Carl? I haven't seen it in ages.
I don't think I do. I think it started falling apart.
Yeah, could have been. Yeah,
Yeah.
Carl just loved the setup photos.
Well, it's super interesting to see how we did it.
It's crazy here. Consider what we do it with now.
Yeah. I mean, now it's basically mic, laptop, webcam, Zoom.
Yeah, it's super simple now.
So that's incredible.
So
So,
funny.
is that all of them?
Yeah.
Favorite
What is-
moment, best moment ever. I only picked this one because I remember the shotgun moment. I think that was amazing.
When we were on TV,
We were
yep.
actually live on TV, and I got text messages from people going, "I've just seen you on the 6 o'clock news." It's like, what? How many people watch the news? That's what I was surprised by.
Yeah,
I wish I
suddenly
could find
people
that clip.
are
I was
watching-
looking. I can't find that clip. It's really annoying.
Is it not on
Oh.
like one user's website
Yeah,
or
it is,
something?
but I just don't know where to look. I couldn't even tell you
yeah.
where to look.
Let's see
Yep.
if we can find it quick.
We thought that was our big break,
I know. Yeah.
but nothing came of it. The other thing that we thought might be our big break is at one point we had the new Hawke's Bay Today come
He
take
came
photos
in.
of us,
He did. Yes.
and nothing came of that.
No.
There
Yep.
was no article. I think something exciting happened, and they decided to shunt
Turn
our
us some
story.
Some cat got stuck up a tree or something.
Yep.
Yep.
Yep. So we have no idea what that photo looks like, but Hawke's Bay Today has a copy somewhere. We can buy it off them, I think, for $15
$15.
if we wanted to. Yeah. And it has all four of it. I have short hair at the time.
The pixie cut.
That's right. That's right. In fact, Lee, those weren't all the photos. There's
Oh, it was. Was
there's
it more?
definitely photos of me with my short hair because
That was just the photo. Well, I kind of hit new ones in after. Oh no, you're right. I found stickers after that, and I was like, oh, the stickers are no good. But oh, excuse me, you're right. All right, let's go back again. Oh yes, okay.
Brilliant.
Yeah, short hair. Talking of.
that's right. Yeah, I
And
mean,
that
we don't have to
gear.
worry about how this sounds audio wise. There we go. I was actually looking at that photo thinking, maybe I should do it again. But it's so cold here. I'd have to wear a scarf every day indoors.
Indoors.
I'd wait till the summer. It'll be hot in the summer. It was incredible the amount of gear he had, though. And he always turn out with like, "I've bought this. We'll try this."
That's
out."
right.
Yep. I've bought this new thing and we can try it out. And I bought this and we can try this out. Oh, it was so
There we
funny.
go. Carl doing Instagram Live, maybe?
Yep.
There's some more arty shots.
More
Hi,
artsy
Emily.
photos.
Welcome, welcome. We're just looking at old photos.
You're drinking blue drink.
Yeah.
Blue
What are you
beer.
drinking? Oh, it was like it was an alcoholic one. Wasn't
Oh, it
Or
could have been-
grapefruit or something.
I don't think it was alcoholic. It might have been Mountain Dew.
Yeah, it's very
Special blue Mountain Dew.
Cake. 1,000. What's that?
No, it wouldn't have been Powerade. I only drink Powerade for gym.
Was that 1,000 downloads or listeners or something?
Oh, maybe.
Because
Oh,
we
It
had
could have
beer
been.
and cake
Yeah, that's so cute.
to celebrate our 1,000 listeners. And now if we have a quick look at the stats.
It's
Just
28k, isn't it?
Well,
29
we're
million.
20. Let's have a quick look.
Simone looking cold. And young.
Always. And young.
Almost 23,000 downloads all time.
Yes, that's me. Very, very cold. Sorry, how many, Carl?
23.
23,000. We're on 22,800 something.
I made an XboxCast watch.
Watch face.
I remember that.
Yeah.
When
yeah,
I saw
I've
that.
still got
I
that
w-
watch. The watch has died, but I've got the because the battery died in it, but I've still got the watch.
I remember being so jealous of that watch. It made me want one.
That's cool. I could do
Yeah.
the same again. My current watch would do the same. I've got another one. Got another Android watch.
Oh, cool. But there's our old logo as well.
Yeah, the
Yeah.
very first logo, isn't it?
Yeah, I like that logo a lot.
Yeah.
Actually, our very first one.
Yeah, that's cool. Kind of works well in that.
Man,
There we go. In the middle of summer.
Yes, not cold.
not cold at all.
Oh, quite a few pictures actually. We don't take pictures. Obviously, can't take pictures now, but we have actual live
It'll just
video.
be
Don't
pictures of our screen.
we? Yeah, exactly. We have live video now. We never used to do video, did we?
No.
Because it used to freak Carl out, I think.
Yeah, I was always nervous about the streaming because I could just imagine someone coming onto the stream and basically just yelling at us and telling us we're wrong.
Oh,
Now we
Oh,
just invite
really?
people in.
Oh, that's interesting. I didn't know that.
no, I didn't
Yeah.
realize that. Interesting. Yeah.
Yeah, I didn't want the distraction of having people just tell us no. You know, while
Yep.
we were busy talking, someone just comes and going no.
No, you're wrong.
Just
Yeah.
not even know you're wrong. Just no.
Just no.
Someone in the chat just going no, no. Just not even you're wrong. Not even I disagree. Just no. And then you're like, wow. Like you get one viewer, you get no, and then you get like 0 viewers. That
at
rejection,
that.
man.
Thumbs up.
Oof.
There we go. That's the one I put on Instagram.
Look at that. Man. Everyone in chat just says no now.
Oh,
no.
your worst nightmare, Carl's coming.
He's
Right.
been cancelled live.
Cancelled alive.
Here we go. This is the photo where I did not care.
Yeah.
I'm like, I don't want to be here. I want to go home. I'm cold.
Yeah. And that's Paul busy mastering the audio straight away.
Yep.
It's good. I'm glad that you enjoy it. Well, you've enjoyed it for the last few years now, but I'm glad you enjoy it, Simone.
I try my best.
I try my best. It's not an answer. It's like a statement.
Oh, well, sometimes it's tiring, you know.
Oh yeah, God yeah. When we used to do them at night, we used to do 2 in a row.
Oh
Yes.
yeah. Two,
By like
two in one
one
night.
was like midnight finish. I was done. I was like so tired,
Yep.
but I couldn't sleep because I was so wired from doing the podcast. So I took go to sleep
Yep.
like 1 in the morning.
Yep. And sometimes we would come off an episode, I've said this before, and it just didn't feel good. It just didn't, it felt like it flopped.
Yeah.
And the end of those episodes felt crap.
Yeah,
And you just feel bad
I'm just
that you
knackered.
did a bad job, that you sounded bad, that it's out on the internet and you can't take it away. No one's going to forget. Yeah.
Yeah, it was
Okay.
just a bunch of poop. We have got about 10 minutes before our next guest.
Oh, well, this worked out well. We've got no
Yeah.
question there. What do you
So-
want to do in the future?
Oh, a live panel would be great.
Oh,
Imagine doing
I'd
this
love to
live
do that.
in front of people.
Simone's like,
And the whole audience can just stand up and go, no, and then walk out the room.
there's like one guy sat there on his own going, no.
Yeah, there's just
No
one
one
dude who
turned
walks
up.
in. One dude who walks into the live panel, like sits down at the back, and then as you start talking, he stands up, he just yells, no, and then walks out, and you're like, great.
It's
I
hilarious.
don't want to do a live panel, but
What
Yeah.
would you guys want to do?
I like the PAX idea of doing something in PAX, actually. If we could get away with interviewing people in PAX, I think that'd be really cool to do something like that.
Yeah. Bring your phone, because you can just use your phone mic.
Yeah,
to
just his
talk to
phone.
people.
Yeah, that's right.
I would love, I don't know. I have big dreams. If we did a PAX thing, I would love, even if we didn't do the interview thing, I'd love to have a cameraman follow us around
Yeah.
and then make a YouTube video editing those clips together.
We don't actually need to interview anyone. We could just walk around talking about being there.
Yeah.
Experience. Yeah.
You know,
I think that'd be cool.
playing games, go, oh, this is so cool, and
Yeah.
eating food and the boring parts as well. Us getting excited about costumes. Yeah.
Yeah.
But you know, maybe we could save up for something cool like that.
Yeah, that'll be great.
You do it on your phone. You don't need to save up for something cool like that. Just make sure you've got a battery pack.
No, I know you, Lee. You are a cowboy, and yes, I could do it on our phones. But no, I want a professional.
Oh, I see. Okay. hilarious.
Imagine being on the outside watching people follow us with a camera, and they must think, who are these people?
Yeah, exactly.
exactly.
Yeah, that's right.
That'd
So
be
you walk
great.
up to someone with a thing. It's like, hi, I'm Lee from the XboxCast.
Yep.
Can you tell me what you're doing? They'll be like, don't know who you are, but you kind of sound professional. So
Yeah.
I will answer the question.
And there's a cameraman behind you, so
Yeah. No, I think it'd be fun. Whether I've
It's
got the
very
guts to
vain.
actually do that, I don't know, but I like the idea behind it. It's very vain.
It is.